Hello, my name is Daniel and I'm from the UK, and I've been to Prague to have a gastric balloon fitted. It took me several sort of months really to come to the decision to come to Prague, and I did a lot of research beforehand. It's important that you do that. Found several places within the UK and several places in continental Europe as well that would offer the service. I'd come to the decision to have a gastric balloon fitted because I had spent many a year having an unhealthy approach to food, and consequently, as a result, put on quite a lot of weight. The weight had to come off for me. I couldn't keep going. I came to a very important birthday this year, and I wanted to be a little bit thinner when I got into my 50s. That was one of my objectives to having the procedure done, and I wanted to be a much healthier weight when I got into my 50th year. So I then did my research, found Medical Travel, looked further onto their website, looked at all the feedback that they had been given from previous patients, and everything was really positive. So before I decided to have the procedure done or research into it further, I had to do a lot of mental preparation, because if you're going to spend the money, the time, you've really got to make sure that you're in the right mindset to have the procedure done. It's not a magic trick. You can't just have a balloon put in your stomach and all of a sudden you lose lots of weight. You have to work at it, and it's not just you, it's the people around you that also have to help you and assist you as you come to terms with a new eating habit and a new way of life, a lifestyle change. Now, before I had the procedure done, I really didn't tell many people at all. It was quite a private thing for me. My close loved ones knew because they were part of the process and the journey with me. But once I had the procedure done, I felt no shame in having a gastric balloon fitted. I think sometimes you might think you need to be shameful for having it, but it's a tool. It's a tool to help you lose weight, and it improves your health, but you have to work at it. My contact with Medical Travel has been a very positive one. I knew exactly what I was letting myself in for. I knew that the procedure that I was going to have was the correct one for me. And when I arrived here in Prague, it felt very familiar. I knew where the clinic was, I knew where I was going. And I remember very vividly arriving at the clinic, being a little bit apprehensive. But the doors opened and there was my coordinator, like a little angel. Her name was Hannah, and she was there to assist me along the way. I remember us checking in at the clinic. We filled in the necessary paperwork, and then we went up to my own private room where I was shown around, made to feel very comfortable and at ease. And it wasn't long before the nurses turned up and was taking my bloods, and then there was a period of waiting, but I knew where we were in the process, and I knew roughly what time the procedure was going to be done. And then the door opened and I got told it was time to go. So off I go to the room where you go before you go in to have the treatment. And there I remember taking off one gown and putting on a lovely fetching green gown, which probably I wouldn't want to be seen out and about in, but it was very nice. And then I got took into the treatment room, and there was no messing around, just a quick check on who I was and where I was and what the procedure I was there to have. And then very quickly I was told to lay on my left side, and then the sedation happened. And really that's as much as I remember of that treatment room. I remember one thing else, and I don't know if you know, but the balloon actually obviously goes in through the mouth and it goes into the stomach. And of course, it's not full up with saline at that point. And once it's safely in the stomach, then it's then filled with saline. And for me, it was 650 mils. So of course, that has to go down a pipe that's in your throat. And all I remember from the procedure was a little tug as that pipe was removed from the balloon. And that was it. I was back in La La Land after that. And the next thing I remember was waking up in the private room, really, all comfortable and cozy. It was very nice. You know, I woke up and it was a very pleasant feeling. I wasn't really in any discomfort. I didn't feel that I was going to be ill, and if you do your research, you know there is a chance that you can vomit after having a gastric balloon put in, and I was warned about that, but I didn't feel that at all. I felt quite comfortable, very warm, very secure and very safe. I had a saline drip attached to me to hydrate me, and again that was fine. And yeah, I was quite sleepy, and it wasn't long before, you know, I fell asleep that evening, had a very nice sleep, didn't wake up much. And then the next day was slightly different. I did feel a little bit more unwell, and probably a little bit more nervous or apprehensive about what I'd been through. Was it the right decision? Had I done the right thing? Was it too late to take the thing back out? And all these questions were going through my head. But the good thing is that the nurses at the clinic came in and they reassured me that all these thoughts and the feelings and how I was processing what I had done was normal. And most people go through that process, and that I should just accept it's just part of the journey. So I went back to work, and everything was good, and it was within like 2 weeks. I didn't really feel the balloon inside me at all, really. It was working, and my appetite had gone. I felt full up all the time. When I ate, I didn't need to eat as much. I was very aware of what I was eating, and I think that is very important, because quite quickly you can become dehydrated, so you do have to keep the fluid content going on a regular basis, and you do have to follow the advice that you are given from the clinic. You know, you are told very clearly you should only have you know, liquids for the first few days and then mashed up food after that. And if you follow those steps, you adjust a lot quicker. I was taking vitamins and mineral supplements as well to make sure that I maintained my health. And all the way through the process, I have felt healthy. It's not that I haven't felt healthy because of the balloon being inside me, but that's because I followed the protocol for the balloon. So friends and my patients started to notice that I was losing weight, and on average at the beginning I was losing between 4 and 5 pounds a week, which is quite a lot of weight to be losing. And it wasn't long before everybody started asking me, you know, what's going on here, Daniel? You're losing so much weight, you know. And some even questioned whether or not I had an illness which was making me lose weight. So I made the decision to tell people it's nothing to be ashamed of just because you've had a gastric balloon put in. And in fact, I think I earned more respect from the people that I told, because they could sympathise with me and think, great, he's doing something for himself. If anybody approached me now and asked me about the process and should they have it done, I don't think I can answer whether or not I think they should have it done. I think that's a decision that people individually have to make. And they have to make it because it's the right time for them to have it done. If they don't go into this process with that mindset, then there's a good chance they won't benefit from the procedure. Because I could still eat anything I wanted to eat. I could still eat chocolate. I could still eat crisps. All those things were there for me to have. But I made a decision to cut those things out and only eat healthy food, and that's why I think I've had the success that I've had with the gastric balloon. It's been 2 days since I've had the gastric balloon removed. It was a very quick process. I was in the clinic again, so very familiar. I'm happy to be there. And I was in the clinic for about 6 hours. The process again was very nice experience, and it was taken down to the room again, lovely green gown put on, got took in, had a lovely cuddle with my doctor because she was super pleased with my success, and then sedated, so sleep time, and then woke up and there I was without the balloon. And yeah, apart from the sedation, there was no pain, no discomfort, and I got back to life quite easily. It feels funny not having a gastric balloon inside me, but again, the mental side of it has to tell me that I did the work, the balloon didn't. The balloon was just a tool to help me. Okay. Without me pushing it and being motivated about losing weight, I wouldn't have had the success that I had.